it's Sam and I'm talking about February 2023 Vedic Astrology forecast. On February 5th we have the full moon in Cancer. Now this full moon in Cancer is opposite the sun in Capricorn, so this is to harmonize that energy of Capricorn, which is somewhat emotionally sort of distant, even sort of cold, practical. The full moon in Cancer harmonizes that with a lot of feeling, emotion, sentimentality. Of course, I'm going to do a longer video on this, but that's a big day, February 5th. It's also in the nakshatra of Pushya, which is related to the breasts of the mother, like the mother's breast, the udders of a cow, where we feed and nurture and nourish. So this will be a big day, February 5th, with the full moon in Cancer. Mercury will be moving from Sagittarius, where he's been since the end of 2022, and he moves into Saturn-ruled signs. So he goes into Capricorn on February 7th, which is going to bring that curious and flexible nature of Mercury into that realm of seriousness, concentrating on the things that inspire us. Again, he's coming from Sagittarius, where he's been exploring new ways of understanding things. Now it has to come into Capricorn, where we have to test those ideas, put them into practice, see how well they work, concentrate on them, see the ones that are just kind of pie in the sky. And then on February 27th, Mercury moves into Aquarius, where we take those things that have withstood the pressure of Capricorn, and then we bring them out and communicate them in a humanistic way, where we're trying to align with other people's ideas and whatnot. So both of these are Saturn-ruled signs. So again, there'll be a big shift in Mercury and our communication style from a Jupiterian stance, where he's been for the last couple months, to a Saturn stance starting February 7th. February 12th, the sun moves into Aquarius. Now, this sun moving into Aquarius is coming from Capricorn, as I said, that sign where we need to take the inspiration of Sagittarius and concentrate on it in Capricorn, destroy all of the airy-fairy, ungrounded ideas, and put these things into practice. After that, the sun moves into Aquarius, where we then want to share that light and that power with the world. Again, when the sun is in the Saturn-ruled signs, there's maybe a little lack of confidence, of enthusiasm, but there's a benefit in that we're very time-tested and we're very, very methodical and working through things in a way that, again, isn't so ungrounded. But again, that shift of that shift of the sun into Aquarius on the 12th will shift into a more humanistic external sharing of your power. Go to SaturnShift.com and listen to my analysis of this shift of Saturn into Aquarius. It's going to affect all of us for the next 2 to 3 years. I'm going to talk about Sati, the big Saturn cycle, also the last time that Saturn went through Aquarius, and what it means for your sign, regardless of which of the 12 zodiac signs. SaturnShift.com. February 15th, Venus is in Pisces, exalted. He'll be there, or she'll be there rather, for about a month. And so Venus exalted again in Pisces. This is where we find happiness in everything, right? Where we find that transcendent state of bliss and joy, rather than just the thing that I can get from you that's going to make me happy, that thing that's going to, that I'm going to enjoy. It's more of a transcendent state. So Venus in Pisces is also good for creativity of all sorts, music, art, appreciation of nature, and of course with your romantic partners and all that kind of stuff. It's also really quite powerful. At least that's the promise. But you have to be aware, even though it's exalted, be careful of just thinking, oh, it's good. It also raises the standard and elevates the standard, because things of this world leave us wanting in the realm of Venus. This is why Venus is exalted in Pisces, which is beyond just the things of the world and the people of the world and the disappointments. So this is going to be important, and it is certainly elevating and elevated, particularly romantically and creatively, but it can also show us the difference between this world and our true nature, which is beyond all of the stuff with other people and the senses and whatnot. February 15th through the 17th, around that time, the sun is going to be joined Saturn in the sky. So the sun's going to pass in front of Saturn. So this is going to, sort of dampen our enthusiasm for a few days, as Saturn brings down the confidence level of the sun, shows the limitations of how much power we have, how much confidence we have, how certain we are of where we're going. But this helps us also hone our vision down more. It can bring humility and, realistic expectations to that sun part of yourself, but it also can sort of dampen your enthusiasm. It also can show things like needing more sleep, even things like gas and whatnot, because Saturn slows things down, concentrates them internally, and sort of puts out the fire of the sun. Then on February 20th, we have the new moon in Aquarius. Now, I'll do a longer video about this as well, but the sun and moon come together in Aquarius February 20th. Now, again, this is after that Capricorn cycle of reflecting internally on the things that we believe and those things that inspire us. After we reflect internally, now we want to bust out and share those things. So the new moon in Aquarius is where sun and moon both come together at that time and set off that new cycle. So this will be in Shatabishak Nakshatra, which means 100 doctors, 100 physicians. And this is where there's a great potential of healing, especially cosmic metaphysic healing, like astrologers and yoga teachers and whatnot. It's also related to the god Varuna, the god of the sacred waters. It's also deeply related to breath and all of that power. So I'll do a longer video about this, but February 20th, new moon in Aquarius is a new cycle of connecting with everyone in a sort of transpersonal way, things that are going to benefit humanity, larger causes and themes. Then February 27th to early March, we have Venus and Jupiter exactly conjunct in Pisces. So of course, what I talked about, Venus is exalted in Pisces, which elevates our desires towards something beyond and transcendent, but now it's going to join Jupiter, the ruler, which brings enormous wisdom into that process. So again, the whole transit Jupiter is going to be there, but when Jupiter and Venus get really close, look for, again, the end of February to early March, then there's a possibility of really getting and understanding this transcendent beauty, joy, love, wisdom, and devotion that is at the bottom of this transit. Because underneath it all, Pisces is about devotion and dissolving our ego into something that is, again, transpersonal. And we're often afraid of that whole process of letting go, dissolving. Well, what's next after I let go? And again, it's just letting go of your ego. Well, what's next is your true nature. You're bound by those things that you're attached to. So Pisces is where those boundaries and the things we're bound by can dissolve. With exalted Venus and Jupiter there, we cannot be so afraid of that, and we can dissolve into that true nature. I hope this was helpful. If you want to get daily forecasts and have me instruct you how to live in accordance with the daily Vedic principles, you want to check out the Vedic Astrology Training Lab. Only 50 cents for a 14-day trial. You get daily forecasts based on the Indian Panchanga, which includes the nakshatra, the moon sign, the tithi or the lunar phase, and also the Vara or the Lord of the Day. And again, this is classic Indian timekeeping, and you also get a lot of bonus classes. There's a link here. Check it out, astrologytraininglab.com. For a limited time, I'm offering 10 hours of masterclasses, Yoga and Vedic Astrology, Quantum Vedic Astrology, and Spiritual Astrology Masterclass. These are 3 great courses that will really help you a lot. Now, in case you don't know who I am, I taught the Astroved certification course, Dattatreya Shiva Baba, in 2010. Ravi Shankar published my book in 2018. I've been around for decades. I've been teaching these great classes, and if you go to VedicAstrologyEssentials.com, you can get this 90% off discount of these 3 great classes, more than 10 hours, guaranteed value. You can check this out. These 3 classes will give you all the necessary tools to begin to learn Vedic astrology. Please find me on YouTube at Sam Jeppy, Vedic Astrology Teacher. On there since 2007, thousands of hours of classes. Also on Facebook at Astrology Teacher, tons of articles updated regularly, and I'm on Instagram at Vedic Astrology 108, ongoing updates and interaction.